Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Seattle Stitcher. My name is Megan. You can find me on Instagram as The Seattle Stitcher, on Ravelry as Seattle Stitcher, and you can email me at theseattlestitcher@gmail.com. If you're new here, that did sound a little bit different. I finally changed my Ravelry name to kind of just match the rest of my social media. So goodbye to Mama Made VM and hello to just Seattle Stitcher. It wasn't taken, and I thought it'd be a little bit easier to find me in these spots if you had just like one universal name. So if you're still having trouble finding me, please do click the down bar below and you'll be able to take a look there and click the links to get you to those places where you can follow. But as I say, you are all very, very welcome here. So I'm hoping this is a better quality video. I got a new phone. My husband got me the newest iPhone, and unfortunately that means my mic doesn't work anymore because it's a different port. And so I need to buy a new mic, but hopefully the background noise is not too bad. I just got Malachi down for a nap, so we've got about 30 minutes. Please, 30 minutes. And I mean, I've got a little bit of stuff to show you guys, so let's jump right in and start with the starts. So I watched this lovely channel called Caroline's Stitching Corner, and I really love her. I've been watching her since, I think she first started a Flosstube, like her very first Flosstube about a year ago, I want to say. And anyway, she just put out a whip parade, so if you're interested, go take a look. I'll link her channel down below. She had a sal going that was Sunflower September, and I was supposed to have started a project, but then life just kind of got the best of me between the kids, my grandma being in and out of the hospital and stuff, and you know, work, YouTube, all the things. I just kind of got a little bit too busy. So this weekend I did decide to go ahead and, or this week I should say, because today is Friday. I started this on Wednesday or Thursday night. I went ahead and I started the magic needle kit called Sunflowers and Rowan Berries. Sorry, I couldn't remember the name off the top of my head. I'm gonna pop a picture of the chart or of the cover photo, the preview on the screen. I absolutely love magic needle kits. I think that at first I was a little apprehensive because the pattern is one huge sheet of paper. Honestly though, stitching on it, not really a bother to me. If it is something you're worried about, because the fold lines obviously will be the most tension points of the paper pattern being so large, I would get a copy made if you can. And the place that I go is Office Depot. They have a huge scanner and they're able to scan like large sheets of paper. So I take mine in there and get them scanned if I want a digital version, but I prefer a paper chart anyways, so that doesn't really bother me. I am using all the called for supplies within the kit. I haven't changed a thing. I really, really enjoy everything that comes in the magic needle kits. I particularly like their floss drops, and I like their flosses. I'm not sure if these are DMCs or not, but they're really nice. Looks like this is maybe gamma threads, but they're very nice, very comparable to DMCs, I would say. But yeah, beautiful colors, love this piece. I'm really enjoying working on it, but like I said, just a little tiny start for me. And I believe that this one is on, oh, let's see what Ada. You know, I'm not sure. Oh, 14 count, okay. So this one is on a 14 count Ada, and here is my tiny little start. So not very far at all. This is just the leaves of one of the sunflowers. I did do a center start, and so I kind of just have a little bit of a leaf started there. And this is gonna be the center of a sunflower. You can kind of tell those are, you know, sunflower colors. This needle minder, it used to have a crow that sat on top of it, so you can't find this exact needle minder, but it is from Mad for Minders. I really do recommend their needle minders. The store owner is just awesome and runs a great shop. It was a wooden one though, and so my husband sat on the couch where I had this, like, you know, laying, and broke it. That was a while ago though. It wasn't while I was on this project. But yeah, 14 count Ada. This is, I think, just a basic Zweigart Ada, I think. No, actually it has red stitching, so I'm not really sure what brand this is, but it's decent. It's definitely stiff when you first open up the package. I find though that it does soften up quite a bit, so I don't have a problem with it. And this is a pretty large project, so yeah, I just have a little tiny start. I think I'm going to continue working on this one because I am kind of moving into my autumnal, like, fall stitching. You know, once fall hits, I automatically think of like sunflowers and Halloween projects and all that sort of thing. So I got a little tiny start on this, and I just honestly have been really struggling to stitch on anything because Malachi is teething really, really bad. He's 7 months old now, and he is just going through it, the poor thing. And so he's been really struggling, and that in turn just means that he's, you know, more needy. And most of the time after I get home from work, make everyone dinner and everything, he just wants to be held the whole evening, or just wants someone to like play with him a little bit, and that's totally fine. So I hang out with him, and we all just sit around on the couches and watch a show. And it's totally fine, but it definitely means that I have a lot less stitching time. So I got that project going. The next project I have is a whip, and this is my cheer project. My daughter Amira is in cheerleading. She is in 1st grade, and my cheer project is Hello from Liz Matthews Autumn Cloche. I absolutely love this project. This is a restart for me, and I'll pop a picture of where I was last time if I have one from my last video. I think I might be able to go and take a picture of myself from my old video and show you guys, but essentially this project I didn't give myself enough margin, and so I'm restarting it on 20 count brown sugar Aida, and this is a fiber on a whim fabric, I want to say. If I need to correct myself, I'll correct myself on the screen. And I'm doing this 1/1 on the 20 count Aida. 20 count Aida is equivalent to a 40 count linen if you're interested. And I am using the Roxy Floss Co conversion for this chart. And here are the flosses. It is a beautiful thread pack. Absolutely gorgeous. I love this. I love these colors. This is so autumnal and so fun. I just have my little conversion sheet here. I need to actually put just the symbols on the cards so that I don't forget, but absolutely gorgeous. The only one, there was a mistake in the actual list of colors on the chart. And so the eggshell color, the creamy white color, like the accrued DMC, was listed incorrectly. So there is like an amendment for that on the Hello from Liz Matthews website. If you ever have any, like you're buying a pattern that came out a couple of years ago, check out the designers' websites, because a lot of the time there will be little tiny errors that are corrected over the years, just from different stitchers catching things, you know, little tiny, you know, a stitch missing here and there, a color wrong here and there, whatever it may be. And so definitely always take a look just in case. It's definitely something I didn't realize when I first started stitching, that there would even be errors. Like I didn't think about that. I didn't think that far ahead into projects. And so definitely if you buy a pattern, check out the designer's website and see if you can find any errors before you start stitching. But that was one that was a pretty big one, being that it was a color. So definitely take the time to check those things and make sure that you've got stuff right. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful conversion. Absolutely love this. I think you can still grab this conversion off of her website, so I will link that down below if it is available. And here is where I got to. So not all that far, but like I said, Malachi's been really struggling. So honestly, the 1 hour that I have cheer practice on Mondays and on Wednesdays, it's just balancing between a few stitches here, taking care of him, a few stitches there, taking care of him. I think I went in and I did this leaf here, maybe did the stem, and then I went down here and started doing the pumpkin stem, because I think once I get some of that big pumpkin done, then I can do fill-in. I'll get a little bit done a little bit quicker. But I do really like this 20 count Aida. I think it doesn't even look like it's an Aida stitch. It looks like you're stitching on linen because the stitches are so small, and it looks really nice. This brown sugar is a beautiful color. It's a great fabric, honestly, one of my favorite dyers for fabric. They just have such good consistency across the board, and I really enjoy all the cuts I've received over the past 2 years. Needle minder I got at StitchCon last year, 2023, which exciting news. I'll talk about StitchCon later, but yeah, really love this piece. And I'm stitching this on a 7-inch Morgan hoop. I'll link that down below. So there'll just be like an Amazon head title, and then below it there'll be links to Amazon, whatever happens to be on Amazon that I can find for you guys to link. But yeah, I love this project. It's a good one. I have this in one of my little Amazon project bags as well. These are the A4 size, and I really do like those. It's pretty much what I use across the board now. I actually went through and I reorganized a lot of my stitching stash, and so I'll talk more about that in a bit as well. But one of the big things for me was like making sure all of my project bags were the same. I know that that's like silly and it's definitely not necessary, but I like when they're the same size because they fit nicer into my cube storage unit system. So yeah, I've got this one in there. I'll link those down below as well. The next project I worked on, I honestly can't remember where I was on this project, but this is Autumn's Glow. I'll pop a picture on the screen. I think I worked on this since the last time. I don't know if I have a picture or not though. So if I do, I'll pop it on the screen. If not, my apologies. But I have these on some floss cards that I got off of Amazon as well. I think I showed these last time. I think I just worked on this a little bit while I was editing. So I don't know if I've gotten much done since then or if I just forgot to put this away. But regardless, I'll link these down below so you guys can snack some up if you'd like. They're just nice, kind of thin acrylic floss drops. I really enjoy them though. So yeah, those are great. And I just write on there with DMC, or sorry, I write the DMC numbers on here with a Sharpie marker because you can just take like a little alcohol wipe and wipe that right off when you're done. But I do really like these. I like floss cards. I know they're not for everyone, but if you have like a little small project and you don't need a full skein, it's kind of nice to just like take a half skein, put it on a little floss card, and then you've got your, you know, whatever 10 colors. But something like this, a huge project that took up a ton of flosses, I don't know, I know it's a little messy, but I really don't mind, and nothing's been tangled up or anything on my end over here. I just kind of wrap the flosses around the project. But anyways, this is from Autumn's Glow, is from a Just Cross Stitch 2022. I think it's 2022 at least, autumn edition. I know I linked it in my last video, but I'll link it again this time. Like I said, I'm just not sure if I worked on this more or if I didn't. I honestly can't remember. But this I am stitching 2/2 on 28 count, or so, no, I'm sorry, 32 count flax linen by Zweigart. So it's just a basic Zweigart linen. And here is where I got to. I just can't remember if I added anything since I showed it to you guys last. But the piece is absolutely gorgeous. So nonetheless, I feel like it's a good one to show. It's just a super fun one. I will say there's one change I'm gonna make. You can see these white little dots all over. That's supposed to be, I'm assuming, snow or maybe a sparkly effect. I'm not really sure, but I did decide to go ahead and pick up some beads. So I was definitely heavily influenced by Katie over at Red Stitchery. You guys know I absolutely love her. She's just amazing. She shows so many unique projects and just definitely expanded my horizon of what I thought that I would enjoy stitching, because I never thought that I would be like someone who was into beads and stuff like that. But I thought that the white stitches on this, they just don't really pop all that much. I mean, they kind of do, but at the same time, I wanted it to be a little bit extra. So I went ahead and I picked up just off of Amazon these petite glass sea beads, I think they are called. I'm not really sure. I'm not a beads person, so I'm not really sure all the names, but they're just petite glass beads by Mill Hill. And I just got white. And like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and put beads in where there are the white dots. So yeah, I'll be adding that when I'm completely done. I'll probably do the beading last. I have been doing the backstitch as I go. I just find that that's easier for me. I don't do that with every project, but once I finish a section, like once a leaf is done, I will go ahead and add the backstitch. So I'm almost done with this leaf here. There's a couple more acorns over here. I love the way the little acorns look. They look like they're just glowing. They look so just round, and it's awesome. I really enjoy this project. It's a beautiful piece. I'm not sure who the designer was because, you know, the magazines, they have like a bunch of different designers, but just such a good job. Beautiful, beautiful work with the charting on that one. Absolutely fabulous. And again, I just have that in a little project bag off of Amazon. The next thing I worked on, I only pulled this out for one evening. It was, I want to say it was the last day of September, because I was doing Sampler September. And so on the last day of September, I went ahead and I pulled out Quaint Rose Needle Arts and Hughes 1852. I'll pop a picture on the screen and I will show you guys where I was last. I'm doing all the called for colors on this one, and I'm stitching it 1/2 on 40 count Dirt Track by Fox and Rabbit. Sorry, I totally forgot what it was called, but here are all the called for colors. So you've got a Cottage Garden, you've got Simply Shaker Gentle Arts, and you've got Classic Colorworks. So kind of a mix. I don't enjoy, I'm gonna be honest, I don't love when it's a huge mix like this because it's really hard to get all of your flosses from one place if you have threads that are kind of all different brands. So the biggest one being the Cottage Garden thread. That's definitely going to be the one that's a little bit trickier to get your hands on. This is Burgundy Cream by Cottage Garden. This is a really decent amount of floss per skein, but I'm really not sure where else I'm going to use this in the future. It's not really a color that I would gravitate towards because I don't tend to like these very, very different, like heavily variegated flosses. So not sure where I'm going to use this in the future, but we'll see. Maybe I'll find another sampler to include it in because it does look really nice after stitching up a bit of it. But yeah, a little hard to get your hands on all the flosses from one place. I know that I had done like the pattern half the flosses from 123 Stitch, and then I found another shop that had the remaining flosses I needed because 123 Stitch was sold out of some, as well as the cottage garden thread. So it's just one of those things where economically I feel like it's not the best because I had to order from 2 different places because my LNS is definitely not going to have all of the things I needed, but the fabric was stash fabric. It was a scrap that I had. That's great. And yeah, I really do love the project. Well worth it because it's beautiful. So the only area I went in and I stitched on this last time was this bigger motif up here. I decided that I really wanted to get in and get that one done. I didn't end up finishing it. I just kind of was so exhausted and really struggling to get any stitching time that my one evening I only was able to get in some of these leaves here as well as these 2 flowers outlined. But I am really loving this. I have a good portion of it done. I have a lot of the house left, obviously, and I've got to mirror the bird over here and as well as this little guy over here and everything down below. This is that cottage garden thread though. So really fun for the pot there. I think I'll definitely probably use it for some potted plants in the future on samplers and such. But yeah, I really like it on this fabric too. I think it looks great. Fabric's not too distracting. I think once the house is in, it'll be like this big focal point to the piece. I will say I loved it for the birds, but I feel like the birds don't pop out as much as the house does on my fabric. The called for fabric, I do feel like it really pops on there, the birds did. So maybe it was my own doing of the fabric choice, but I actually really like it. I think it looks nice. So yeah, this is a really fun one. Hoping to get that one, hoping to see progress on this and get it finished pretty quickly because I really don't have that much left on it. I have quite a few projects that are getting to this stage though, where I really don't have that much left and I'm not feeling the need or the want and drive to like push myself to work on them, so I'm not going to. I just want to enjoy my fall season, and honestly, right now with life, I'm so busy that I might not get a finish anytime soon, and that's okay. That is just okay. So yeah, I've got that all in here. Again, in one of those little Amazon project bags. The next project I worked on was Village Landscape. This is a pattern by Luca S, which is a like kit company, if you're not familiar. And this I'm using all the called for, so it comes with a kit Ada and all the flosses and all that good stuff. I will say, I do not love this. I thought that these floss cards were pretty cool at first. After using them though and realizing how tangled up all my flosses get going out of these tiny little holes, that's the biggest issue. The holes on these way too small and they're pretty flimsy. Just in general, you can see floppy, but you know, the cost of the kit, personally, I think these should be nicer. I think these should be a thicker cardstock or an actual cardboard. The hole on the side should be big enough for me to actually poke some thread through. It's really hard to thread your excess on these tiny little holes because that's smaller than your standard hole punch, you know? So I'm not in love with this system, but I think I will eventually transition this because it is a full coverage piece and it's going to take me a long time to finish it. Probably transition this over to those acrylic floss card situation that I get off of Amazon that I did for the Autumn's Glow. So that's probably my next step with this project because I really like this project. I'm not gonna lie, I'm obsessed with it. Love everything about it. It's so fun to stitch on. And I'll pop a picture of where I was last, and here is where I got to. Look at that, guys. Oh my gosh. It looks like a freaking building. Tell me that doesn't look like a building. And that's the little gate to a garden. There's a window. I'm starting another window over here. This is like a floral, some like, I don't know, hanging flowers, vinage going up the side of the building over here. I'm obsessed. Here's my little grandma. That's me in 30 years. She's out there feeding chickens. I don't like chickens, I'm not gonna lie. They're little gremlins, but you know, it could be me. And that's a doorway. I've got some rooftop. See, this is like a little bridge area. I just love this. It looks so good. And every time I pull it out, I really enjoy working on it. It's one that I feel like it's an all season piece. It's gonna look like a beautiful painting when it's done. And I'm really excited to mix like this kind of old style painting looking pieces with samplers and with, you know, just some other beautiful antique pieces. I definitely think I'll probably continuously pull this out for the rest of the year and just keep on going. I know that Cam the Stitcher and possibly some of the other girls are planning on doing 1 day a week next year that they are focusing on a full coverage, and this is a full coverage project, so I think I will be pulling this out and working on it for their full coverage day. I think right now Cam's idea is full coverage Friday, but she's not sure if she's going to end up switching that, because if you're not aware, the girls love to do a Lola Crow stitch along, and her releases I think are on Fridays. Or I'm not sure. I haven't done one, to be honest. I bought one once and ended up not really being my style, so I ended up UFOing it. But this project, hopefully next year, will get a lot of progress. Or at least some of my other pieces. I'm not really sure, to be honest, which ones I'm going to focus on, because I do have other full coverage-ish projects that are kits. So I think that I will, you know, definitely I'll work on that if I can. But from there, I do have some acquisitions, and then I also did like a bunch of organizing. So I wanted to talk to you guys about like my organizational system for my cross stitch stuff. So perfect timing for me to say thank you so much again to Skillshare for sponsoring this week's video. If you did take a course, let me know what you took. This week, I myself have been delving into, of course, continuing on with my Notion, but I've been really more interested in some organizational stuff. And the biggest thing for me was this class that I had found. I'll pop a picture on the screen here. And of course, I will link that class directly down below so you guys can take a look yourself, because luckily for you, the first 500 of you that click the link in my down bar are going to get a month free from Skillshare, so get started today. But this one course that I took, I really did enjoy, and it helped me kind of declutter and organize my stitching stuff. I know that that's not the focal point of what they're talking about. They're not talking about organizing crafting stuff, but for me, the biggest point was just trying to organize my system a little bit better. Previously, what I've been doing is I go in and I kit up a project completely, whether that be with fancy flosses, whether that be with DMCs, with whatever it may be. I've fully kitted that project up, and I put it in an Amazon little bag, and I put it in my shelves. Well, after a certain point, after so many kitted up projects, I now have a ton of fabric sitting in these bags that I'm not looking at, not reaching for, not using. I have a ton of flosses that I've been buying and repurchasing, especially DMCs, but also fancy floss, which is a huge waste of money and just me being unresourceful of my own things. And so this course just really helped me to streamline like the best way to organize for myself in my own system, and also just kind of realizing some of the stuff I had was just causing clutter, because the other thing is that I store all of my crafting stuff together in one place. So all my knitting, all my crochet, all of my cross stitch, it's all together in one place. Mind you, I haven't crocheted in years. So that is just not even a hobby that I realistically do anymore, but I still have my crochet hooks and things like that, because you know, there are some things that you just hold on to just in case, you know. And so essentially what I have done is I've taken some thoughts from the course. I went and I sat down last weekend and I went through all of my things. My dad had actually gifted me these drawer units for, you can use them for anything, but personally I'm using them for DMC. I'm gonna link below from this Etsy shop, this DMC like cover sheet that I found, and I got this, printed the photo of it, and I cut it into 5 segments. So you'll see on the screen here what I did. You can see my drawer system, and I'll link these drawers below as well. My dad got them off of Amazon, so I'll ask him for a link for it, and I will link that down below. But after fitting 5 DMCs in each drawer, still have a ton of extra drawers left. So now I have all of my DMCs organized by 5s, so it's really easy for me to go through and find what color I'm looking for. And also, I just scotch taped it on there. I mean, could I have gone and gotten sticker paper from Walmart or from Fred Meyer or, some store that sells? Yes, I could have, but I just wanted to get it all done and make it work for now, because this is a much better system than me having all of this DMC, hundreds of DMC, sitting in bags not being used. That was absolutely ridiculous of me. I realize that. I know it's wasteful, and I'm trying to do better and be better, and Skillshare has definitely helped me with that. So shout out to them. The real MVPs here. And you guys know I've still been using Skillshare as well to help me with Notion, and also just been enjoying it for the random little things. Like there's metalworking courses on there that are really cool and interesting. So I'm definitely looking into taking some of those as well over the next few months. But with that organization, I also went through and I organized my patterns. So like I said, I had them all pre-kitted up, ready to go, which is great. I love that. But I'm not looking at them because I'm not wanting to go through the almost 60 bags to find the one project I was thinking about in my head. I picked up this massive massive 3-inch binder and 100 of these plastic page protectors. So I have a decent amount left. I mean, I probably used about 60 of them for my pattern stash. And I just feel kind of insane for the fact that I had all of these patterns sitting in bags. Now I can shop my own stash and really easily kit it all up because I know I have everything that's needed for these projects. But outside of that, I can also take the time if I see something online that I like and it's like a little small freebie or something like that. Well, now I can go and actually kit it up without having to dip into 60 different little bags to look for one DMC color. I can just go to my drawer, look exactly where it is, pull the drawer out and grab that DMC and start stitching. So I really appreciate this system. And if you're curious, this little cover photo I actually made on Canva. I just looked up binder cover photos and like notebook covers, and I found this one pre-made, and it was super easy for me to just edit it to say patterns, and then below it, it says cross stitch. But that's another thing too that Skillshare is really cool for. You can definitely look into different design programs like Canva and Adobe and stuff like that. So check it out. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives like us, and they have thousands of classes led by industry experts, from knitting to making my own cross-stitch charts, especially Notion, but this week I have to emphasize the organization, obviously. But the first 500 people to click the link in my description will receive 1 month free trial of Skillshare. Get started today. Hopefully I've included clips of me organizing, well, showing you my organizational system. If you guys want like a more in-depth video of that, I'll definitely show you. Even if you want like more of a flip through of my patterns and such, I can definitely show you guys that. But yeah, I really enjoyed the organizing. I love organizing myself. So listening to the classes while I'm organizing has been a really fun one for me. And I also did a little bit of shopping that weekend because I did have to run to the store anyways. I was already out by a Michael's, and I decided to go ahead and stop and pick up some DMCs because my husband, he really likes this kind of Old English, Gothic style, kind of funky patterns. And so I found this pattern designer on Etsy. I'm gonna link them down below, but I really like her designs. This is Love Witch, which is based off of a horror movie. I had no idea. Cam actually let me know that. There's this one, which says, "My heart belongs to you," and it's a little like hand with a heart in it. There's like this funny little devil guy. I just thought these are so cute. My husband really likes this style, and he wants me to stitch up these ASAP. So I did go ahead and go pick up all the DMCs for these, and I also have some black Aida in stash to stitch a couple of these on. I'll probably do some white Aida or something else for the ones that have the black writing, but yeah, I thought these were so cute and funny, and I really like this design. I also love her pictures, like the actual photos she has of her stitched pieces. They were really pretty. So, or I guess pretty's not the word. They were really fun and just kind of enjoyable to look at. I don't know. I really enjoyed shopping with her Etsy store, and I've never heard of them before. Contrary Perry. Looks like this is from 2023, and 2023. So yeah, I went ahead and kitted up all 3 of these, and I will put this into my stash. From there, I also did a bit of shopping online, and when I shop online, you guys know I love Hollisand Creates. I absolutely love Christine. I think she's absolute joy of a human being. I think her shop is fabulous. There's very few shops that I hold dear and near, let's say, and Christine's is definitely one of them. If you're curious though and you want to know some good shops, the other ones for me personally, just as a consumer who, when I buy things, I don't want to wait 6 months. I don't want to, if you are the same as me and you just want to order your stuff, get it in, and get to stitching, Christine Hollisand Creates, go to. She's my gal. The next one that I'm absolutely obsessed with, love her so much, Lindy Stitches. Check out Steph's shop, Lindy Stitches, fabulous shipping. The other one is going to be Abby Top Knot Stitcher. Those 3 shops, without a doubt, they're gonna get your cross-stitch needs taken care of, okay? But Christine over there, she did get me hooked up, right? So I went ahead and I ordered this. I already have it in a page protector. And you guys know last week, if you watched, that I had this pattern that I ended up UFOing, and I was pretty upset about it, but guess what? Those flosses are like a perfect little conversion for this chart here. This is Little Robin Designs, which she is killing it. I should say they, because I'm not sure who designs for Little Robin. It just says Little Robin Designs, Little Robin Designs. I'm not sure. Well, anyways, this is called Emma Thatcher, 1854, and it's a beautiful chart. So I'm just gonna do my own conversion with the 20 random flosses that I have, because I think I have a color that's really similar to everything in this piece. I just really like the layout of this. I love the little house. I might make the house a different color. I'm not a big yellow gal, but I do love like pinks, blues, you know, some of these other shades that are throughout the piece. So I might make it a different color, but I really, really like this piece. So cute. Not sure what it says, but really like it. Think it's pretty. With that though, I didn't want it to travel alone, so I decided to go ahead and pick up some more Dinky Dyes. So here I have some Dinky Dyes Silk in the colorway Heartthrob. Gorgeous, look at that. That is a bright Christmassy red if I've ever seen one. I really want to do a red sampler or a red Quaker. I'm not really sure what I'm not sure what you would call it. I know a lot of them are called red samplers though, but I'm not sure. I might look at Modern Folk Embroidery and see if I can find a pattern there. I also have a few patterns in stash, some Quakers already that I think that a red would be gorgeous for. Specifically like, there's a long dog one that's called Love something. I can't remember. If I can find it, I'll pop a picture on the screen. But yeah, I'm thinking I might do red for that. I originally was going to do like DMC 915 because I also have this other one that is by Cottage Garden or no, Rosewood Manor. And I think, yeah, one of those charts I'm going to do in this red instead of in a pink. Love that. It's going to be gorgeous. The last thing I've got is all those DMCs. So now I can finally put these into my storage unit. But those DMCs were for that, those 3 charts that I just showed you guys. And I do have a little bit of happy mail over the last couple weeks. So you guys know Cotton and Twine, shout out to them. I'm going to link this down below, but they actually send me their monthly subscription box. So kind of them. I absolutely love opening this. I love receiving it. It's super exciting for me. First of all, I love the box. I think the box is super cute. I'm going to have to ask my dad what he thought about the little treat that was in here because it was a chocolate bar. They were over visiting me and the kids after visiting my grandma in the hospital, and I just happened to be opening this and asked my dad if he wanted the chocolate bar because I'm not a big chocolate fan. I'm not a big chocolate gal, and my dad loves a good sweet. So in the box, first of all, was this super cute little ornament. I absolutely love this. Honestly, my daughter's probably going to steal this the second she sees it. So we'll see how that goes. Put him back here for now. I feel like now I can finally put that out. It's really fun because the inside of it has like this adhesive paper, so you peel it open. And first of all, it did come with a frame. I thought this was super cool that you have everything you need to finish this piece. This is also just a very versatile frame, so if I end up not stitching the piece that's in the box itself, I felt like that would be a good frame just for any old small cross stitch. You've got your needle, really cool. I have the linen box, so I do have a good little nice piece of linen here. The chart, which is super cute. I showed it to my mom because, like I said, they were over and she thought it was cute. I love the squirrels. Very simple, very cute. I think it'd be cute like over in a little coffee corner sort of situation. And then you get this nice little bag that says thank you, and inside of here is my flosses. How pretty are these colors too? Isn't that gorgeous? How fall. Ugh, I'm obsessed. I love a good kind of seafoam tealy green blue in the fall. Ugh, gorgeous. So that is the box. Again, thank you so much to Cotton and Twine. I absolutely adore this box. I think it's so fun. Now I'm gonna put this all away in my newly organized little system because I actually have been organizing the Cotton and Twine threads in a separate little bag just so that I don't lose track of them. And I'm really enjoying these boxes. They're just so fun. So definitely check this out if you have a stitcher in your life and you're looking for a good gift. This would be fabulous. You know, a couple months of this as a subscription for them. How fun would that be, especially around the holiday season, which is fast approaching, guys. I mean, my 6-year-old's been reminding me, okay? She tells me what she wants for Christmas every day. So that is all of my cross stitch stuff. If you guys are interested though in sticking around for knitting, then please do continue watching. If not, then I totally understand. Enjoy your next Flosstube watch. I'll catch you guys in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, let's talk knitting. So I don't have very much knitting to talk about. The only knitting I do have to talk about is actually a hat. You guys know that I always knit my husband a ton of hats this time of year, and I just finished the red one for him last time I filmed, and I did eventually cast on another hat. This one is actually gonna be from one of my best friends, Brittany. I will link her Instagram down below. She asked for a little knitted beanie because she does live in an area that gets pretty cold in the fall, winter. And so I'm using my favorite to heat wool. I will link this down below. I get it off of Amazon. I get like a 6-pack or more every year because it's a great yarn. It works great for these hats and I love the way it knits up. I think it just knits up so fun. And it's such an interesting yarn. It's so strange how this twisted ends up looking like, you know, it's so weird. But I do really, really like it. I enjoy it. It's a fun one. So that's the only thing I've been knitting on. I am wearing a hand knit sweater. I finished knitting this sweater for myself when I was pregnant with Malachi. I think I was like 6 or 7 months pregnant, and it's definitely very oversized, very comfy. I knit this out of a book that I have. I'll have to pop a picture of the screen of the cover photo of the book on the screen here, but really like it. I will link the book down below. I bought it off Amazon myself, so it'll be underneath those Amazon links. Sorry about all the background noise. Malachi, like I said, he only gives me about 30 minutes of knitting or of filming time these days. Okay, Malachi is not going to stop being a chatterbox. So I'll hold him while I talk to you guys about life updates. So Malachi turned 7 months old. He is over 2 feet tall and he's about 20 pounds. So he is huge and he is just such a love. He's definitely having a hard time because he does have 2 teeth already, and because of that he's just teething really bad and struggling pretty hard. You guys hear him a lot babbling in the background and it doesn't seem to bother you guys, so thank you so much for understanding. Besides that though, Amira had her first cheer game, which was absolutely amazing. It was so much fun and she had an absolute blast. It was a beautiful day out. It wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold. It was nice and sunny. We didn't realize that the area we were going to wouldn't have bleachers though, so we had to stand the entire time, which definitely sucked. But that's okay. It was still fun. And yeah, we had a blast watching them and enjoying it. And my dad, he actually owns a business out here in Washington, and he is such a supportive, kind human being. He actually, him and my mom, they sponsored the cheer team and bought them all matching jackets. So those are so cute. I'm still waiting for them to get in, but he ordered those a couple weeks ago now for the girls, and they're all super excited. So yeah, that was really, really sweet of them. They're really enjoying the cheer season, the fall season. We're thinking about signing Amira up for spring cheer, but it kind of depends on if she wants to do a sport instead. So we'll decide once kind of gets the, you know, the warmer, once we get through some holidays, then we'll decide. My grandma, she is back home. She was in an awful car accident. My step grandpa, who was the one who was driving, he is still in the hospital, unfortunately, but my grandma is back home. We're just kind of all taking turns watching since she can't be by herself just yet. But yeah, it's you know, thank you so very much for everyone who has sent all the positivity her way and just prayed for her or sent positive vibes. We definitely do appreciate it. Just, you know, hoping that she can make a full recovery and that, you know, we've got many a years left with her because she is a fabulous woman. But yeah, that is pretty much my life updates. Besides that, we've just been busy with school. It's October now and we're moving on into the Halloween season. We're super excited, but the holidays just, they go by so fast, especially with the kids. It's crazy how quickly the time passes. But, you know, it's all fun and it's a blast and, you know, we stay busy, but it's a good thing. I know a lot of you guys always tell me this too, is like, you know, someday you'll look back and you'll miss those busy times. And I agree. I think I'll miss it someday, won't I? So I almost forgot, oh my goodness, StitchCon. It was StitchCon Invoice Day. And guess what? I got into Weekend A. So you will see me at Weekend A at StitchCon in Cincinnati, and we're gonna have such a blast. Let me know if you guys are going to Weekend A. I'm so excited. Most of the girls are going this year. I think the only person who is not, because she's moving, is going to be Elizabeth from Frizzy Lazy Stitches. So I'm so sad to miss her because I haven't gotten to hang out with her since StitchCon last year, 2023. So I'm really bummed about it, but I'm lucky because the girls and I, we get to chat all the time anyways. But regardless, it'd be really nice to see her again. We definitely want to plan something together at some point, you know, all the gals and I, and just do a fun little retreat of our own, hopefully. But we'll see, you know, life's busy with the kids and everything. But that's very exciting. So yeah, let me know if you guys are going to StitchCon. if you are going to StitchCon, or if you were going to be an attendee of StitchCon, what's something that you would get as a gift that you would appreciate getting? Because I don't want to give people things that like they're not going to use. You know what I mean? I was thinking about making thick, like 17-point cardstock thick postcard size papers to hand out with just a little logo I put together. But essentially you could use that as a floss card, but now I'm not sure if that's something that everyone would like or enjoy. But yeah, I might not hole punch it. I'll just leave it so people can hole punch it themselves if they want. But haven't decided. We'll see. I'm excited. But yeah, let me know. Let me know what you guys are up to and what you've been up to the past couple weeks. And if you got into StitchCon, what weekend you're going to, and who you're most excited to meet, I guess. But anyways, if you have stuck around this far, then leave me a bobbin emoji or a needle emoji. The little like needle with a thread in it. Because yeah, I'm excited about StitchCon. I'm so excited. I'm pumped. You can see though, Mr. Malachi is over it. He wants to get into my basket of stuff. So time for me to go and say goodbye to y'all, but have a good next couple of weeks. I will catch you in 2 weeks. Say bye. Bye. You know, like, do I even want to keep it? Like, what am I trying to say? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, what you doing? What you eating? Huh? Hi. He wants to chew on my nails. Who's that baby? Who's that puppy?